This is Black Magic Woman by Santana. I'm in standard tuning, so if you tune up to a guitar tuner, you should be right in tune with me. We're going to start things out with the... Okay, so there it is along with the music. The whole thing starts with a first finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and we do a slide like this to the 6th fret. So we pluck that note, slide to the 6th without plucking it again. From there, we're going to have our 2nd finger. Should fall right down here on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, slide up to 9 and back down to 7. So we have, so far we have this. After that, we're going to use our first finger on the 6th fret of the 2nd string, do a quick hammer on and pull off, like so, to the 8th fret. And then our slide sequence again here, 7 to 9 and back to 7 on the 3rd string. So far we have this. After that we have this little segment, which is 10th fret on the 2nd string, 3rd finger, then 1st finger, 8th fret, 2nd string, and then we have 6th fret, sliding our 1st finger down, 2nd string, and then slide to 5th. So we have 10, 8, 6, 5, 10, 8, 6, 5. Then we slide back up here to 8th fret on the 2nd string, 3rd finger, 8th, 6th, 2nd finger after that comes over here to 9th fret, 3rd string, slides to 7. So we have, when we put that whole thing together, we get this. And he does that twice. Second time only take it to this note, and then last we have a D minor chord up here on the 10th fret. The way we achieve that one is our first finger bars all of the strings on the 10th fret. 3rd and pinky come over here to 12th fret on the 5th string and 4th strings. And then we strum it in this rhythm. We go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I should make a note, a lot of these notes on the recording he'll play softer or louder. He has a real good use of dynamics here. Dynamics meaning playing some notes louder or softer than others. For the sake of demonstration here, I'm kind of playing them all at the same volume for you so that you can pick out each note distinctly. So, and especially in this part at the end, these three are very soft. And then these kind of grow in intensity as he strums through them. And from there we go on to the famous intro lick, which we're going to go over next. So there is the intro to the song. Let's move along to the first solo. This is the first solo to Black Magic Woman. I'm going to play it along with the music so you can get a look at how my fingers look like. With this little lick, and what we're doing here is using our 3rd finger on the 15th fret of the 2nd string, and our first finger is going to be anchored here on the 13th fret of the 2nd string, and we go back and forth between the two. Like so. After that, we slide our 3rd finger 15th fret note here down to the 13th. So we have, and then we pull the 10th with our 1st finger. Then we bend 13th fret 2nd string using our 3rd finger, and then we release it and pull the 10th fret here. Like so. So our whole lick looks like this. After that, we have this lick, which we're going to play by using our 3rd finger, 2nd string, 13th fret, bend that note. Then we have our first finger anchored over here on the 10th fret of the 1st string. Same exact pitch, different place on the guitar. So we have. Then we go back to 13th fret, 2nd string, then 10th fret, 2nd string, 12th fret, 3rd string. So we have this. From there we bend the 12th fret 3rd string, release it, and pull to the 10th fret, and then slide to 9. So the whole lick looks like this. Then we're going to slide up to 10th, and here's our next section. Again, it goes. And what we're doing here is 10, 13 on the 2nd string, 12 1st string, hammer to 13th, and then we go back to 12 pick it, pick 13th, pull to 10 via 12. 13, 12, 10. So that sequence 10, 13, 12, 13, 12, 13, pull to 12, pull to 10. After that we have, which is 13th bent, and we do that twice. We bend it, release it, bend it again, release it, and pull to 10th. So when we put that whole phrase together, we get this. Next phrase after that goes real similar to the first phrase we saw, except we don't slide all the way down to 9th. We just stop here on the 10th. And we'll go over that again real quick. It's 13th bent, 10th 1st string, 13th 2nd, 10th 2nd, 12th bent 3rd, release, pull to 10. So what we have so far of the solo here is this. I'll take it from the top so you can see this phrase. It's going to go. From there, we're going to have this little phrase, which is 3rd finger. We're going to line up all our fingers. 3rd, 12th, 3rd string, 2nd, 11th, 2nd string, and 1st finger, 10th, 1st string. And we're going to sweep through those, like so. Then we go 3rd finger, 12th fret, 1st string, and then we're going to move it up here to 13th and bend it. So that phrase looks like this. From there we have this big bend on the 15th fret, and then followed by these 3 notes. So we have bend, released, 13, 15, 13. Then a big bend on the 17th, really high. And then we have 10th fret here. And then we have this little thing. So let me go over that one half of that phrase one more time for you so you can see it. And we'll go over that part. What we had here was... That's our first phrase. One more time. So that's that. Now next we're going to go. And so that's 10th fret first string. Hyperextend our finger over here to 10th second string. Just kind of flop it over. Then we do 14, 12, 14, hammer on and pull off. Back to 10. Like so. So we have... After that we go... which is 12, 10, 12, 10. So we have this whole thing. After that we have these two notes, 12 to 10, 4th string, over and over, just twice. Like so. Then we move over to 5th string and we go 12, 11, 10 and slide to 8. Then wrap it up with the 10th fret here. On both strings, the 1st and 2nd strings. And then we slide it down gradually, just kind of keeping the pressure on the strings and sliding our finger down. So when we put that whole thing together, we have this. One more time. Okay, so that does it for all the parts of the solo. I'll go over the entire solo now slowly for you, starting at the beginning and just kind of concluding it without the music so that you can get a look at all the parts that we've done and see how they fit together. And I'll kind of explain it as we go. So we start with this one. Then we have this. Third phrase. Similar to the first one. Sweep. Big bend 15th. Release 17th. 10. And lick. So there we go. There's our first solo to Black Magic Woman. Next there's going to be the rhythm under the keyboard solo, so we'll cover that. This is the rhythm under the keyboard solo in Black Magic Woman. You're not going to find this in the tabs on Songster. This is something that I've transcribed all on my own. In fact, you're not going to find this anywhere on the web or video. I'm the only one out here who has transcribed this part of the song. So this is the place to find everything. I strive for accuracy and completeness in all my video lessons. So dig in here and learn it note for note and feel lucky that you have it. So what I'm going to do is play along with this first, and then you can take a look at my hands and see how it works, and then we'll go over it chord by chord. Okay, so there it is. Pretty much it gravitates between these two chords. It's kind of low in the mix to hear. I have the guitar a little louder so you could hear it over the recording and get a good feel for the articulation of it in this lesson. So what he did here is he moves between this chord here. We're going to bar our first finger across these four strings, 10th fret, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. Now we're not always going to hit the first one. We're going to kind of usually just hit these three, for most of the song. And then our other chord is going to be here, 12th fret, 3rd finger, barring all 3 strings. And what happens is he gravitates between those two in this kind of funky little motion. Real sparse. Like I said, it's really hard to hear in the mix. You really have to listen in close. So our first phrase is going to go like this. And what I'm doing here is 2 strokes of the 10th fret 1, 1 12th, and then back to 2 of these. So we have, wrap it up with the 3rd strings here, the 3 strings, I should say, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the upper strings. And a lot of these are upstrokes. We have down, down, up, 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 down, down, up, 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 up. So that's our first phrase. The next one goes like this. One more time for that one. And what I'm doing here is downstroke here. These 3 up, these 3, and then down, up, down, and then up, down, 2 of those, and then 1 of these up. So we have 10, other 10s, 10, 12, 10, 12, 12, 10, 10, other 10, 10, 12, 10, 12, 12, 10, in this rhythm. Next phrase is going to look like this. We're going to go. Again. What we're doing here is 10, 12, 10, 10, 12, 10. Using alternate picking 10. So we have down, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, down, up, down. So when we put all 3 phrases together, here's what we get, starting from the beginning. Final phrase is going to look like this. It goes, which is 10, 10, 12 upper strings. So when we put it all together, starting from the beginning, we have first phrase, second phrase, third phrase, 4th phrase. Should flow just like that. I'll do that one more time for you so you can maybe write it down or get a closer look at it. We have first phrase, second phrase, third phrase, 4th phrase. And from there, it gets into the first verse rhythm, which we will go over in the next segment. This is the rhythm to the first verse of Black Magic Woman. You're not going to find this in the tabs on Songster or anywhere else. I've transcribed this one on my own, and I've done it very carefully so that we can hit every single chord and every single pick stroke. So watch the video closely. This is the only place you're going to find it on the web or otherwise. Here we go. Let's play along with the music, and then we'll go over it note by note. First phrase of it, and we'll take the second half of that in a separate section so that we can cover more closely how each section works. All starts with this. First finger, 10th fret, barring all 4 strings. And he does these two a couple times using the first string, and then switches over to just these three. Got a black magic woman, got a black magic woman. And then we're going to move down here to an A minor 7 chord, which is your first finger over all 6 strings on the 5th fret, and your third finger covering the 7th fret of the 5th string. And it'll kind of give that a little strum, and then add pinky here, which is also a 7th, but in a different spot on the guitar. And my pinky is being added on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So our chord would look like this. And he kind of accents it, like so. Then we go back up to 10th. Black magic woman, got me so blind I can't. And what we're doing here is 13 pinky, along with 10th here, barring 4th and 3rd, 12th, 3rd finger after that, and then back to this. Got me so blind I can't see. And what we have here is a G minor chord, first finger barring all 3 strings, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string, and 3rd finger here on 5th fret of the 4th string, with a little hammer on pull-off figure, using our pinky on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and our 1st finger here anchored, like so. And then referring back to this note here, the 5th fret 4th string note. So we have something like this. Got a black magic woman, got a black magic woman, got a black magic woman, got me so blind I can't see. And from there we have, which is 6th fret pinky, 2nd string, along with this same G minor chord we have going. Slide it down to 5th, and then to 3rd. So it looks like this. From there we go, she got a black magic woman, she's gonna make a devil out of me. And what chords I did there where we referred back to this. And then here we have our A minor, kind of an A minor. It's an implied A minor, which is 3rd finger over 12th fret on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, and then back to this. So when we put it all together, it looks like this. Got a black magic woman, got a black magic woman, got a black magic woman, got me so blind that I can't see. Woman, she's gonna make a devil out of me. Easy enough, right? So there is our first half of the first verse. Let's take the second half of the first verse now. Alright, this is the second half of our first verse for Black Magic Woman. I'll play it along with the music so you can get a feel for it, just like we did with the first half, and then we'll go over it chord by chord. It's real similar, so I'm going to kind of breeze through a lot of it, but I am going to take some time and point out the differences too. Here we go. Okay, so you might have noticed it's kind of similar. The whole thing starts up here just like the first verse did, except he's going to do this series of, which is all upstrokes, bump, 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 and then lands on this chord after that. Which is, instead of going down here to this A minor, we're going to do this implied kind of D minor slash A minor. It's fingered more like a D minor, but it sounds more like an A minor. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Turn your back on me, baby. And now we're going to go down here to this one. There's a big pause between this chord and our 12th fret implied A minor here. which is 3rd finger over 12th fret, 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, just like we did in the first half of the verse. Then a real sparse little "Don't turn your back on me, baby." Hold that note, just like before. There's that. I forget the lyrics to that part. We do that. Then back to down here, just like we did in the first half. And then this. Now this is where it gets a little different. We're going to go 10th fret, upstroke. So we have downstroke, upstroke. And then here we're going to do just like first verse with this one. But we're going to add in the 12th fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings after that. And then we end it with a series of strums on the 10th fret on the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. So I'll take that half from the beginning of that part and kind of mumble the lyrics along with the strums as I do it, so you can get a pretty clear idea of what this is going to look like. Second half of the first verse. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby. A little time there. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Stop messing around with your tricks. Don't turn your back on me, baby. I forgot the lyrics there toward the end, but that's not important. What's important is the scheme of the way the notes and the chords fit together in that rhythm. We'll do it one more time for you. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Pause. Don't turn your back on. Hold that note. Same as before. Similar. Back on me, baby. Upstrokes. So there we go. There's the second half of the first verse. I guess that brings us to the real cool second solo. Let's get started on that. This is the first segment in the second solo of Black Magic Woman. I'm going to call it section A. And what we're going to do here is I'll play it along with the music for you once so you can get a look at it. And then we'll go over it note by note. Alright, so there it is. The whole thing starts where a lot of our soloing has started so far, on the 13th fret bending with our 3rd finger and our 1st finger on the 10th fret of the 1st string. And it looks like this. So we have bend, 10th, then bend twice, release, pull the 10th. From there we have, which is 13, 12, 10, pulls, 1st string, same thing 2nd string, bend, release, pull to 10, and slide to 9, just like we've been doing in most of our solos so far. So this thing is kind of a recurring theme in this solo. And then we're going to go which is 9, slide to 10. Kind of flip our finger over here to 10th on 2nd string. 3rd finger, 13th fret, and then we jump over here to 1st string. 12, hammer to 13, and then pull to 12 and pull to 10, and then bend. 13th fret. That's quite a few notes, so I'll go over that again for you. It's 3rd string, 9, slide to 10. Flop over to 10th here, 2nd string, 13th fret, 2nd string, 12th fret, 1st string, 2nd finger, hammer to 13th, pull to 12, pull the 10th, bend 13th. 9, 10, 10, 13, 12, hammer 13, pull 12, pull 10, bend 13. So when we put the whole thing together so far, we have this. We bend the 13th fret 1st string, then we do the same thing on 15th, release it, pull the 13th, and then do it again. So we have, so that whole phrase. Then we bend 17th really far, about a step and a half. Like that, and then we have this, which is 12, hammer to 13, pull to 12, 10, and he does that twice in this rhythm. So that whole bend sequence, we have 13th bent, 15th bent, release, pull, do it again, 17th bent, and then from there we have 13, which is the same segment that we've been doing. It should look familiar. And then after that we refer back to these two strings, 10th fret on the 3rd and 2nd strings played together. And then back to 12th fret on 4th string. So that whole phrase looks like this. After that we have, which is 10, 13, pull to 10, and then this little deal here. 12 bent, release, pull to 10. And from there we start section B, which I will show you next. So when we take section A all the way through, all the little notes, here's what it's going to look like. Take that one more time for you. And then we move on to section B. So let's do that now. Let's go ahead and learn section B. Okay, this is what we're going to call section B of the second solo of Black Magic Woman. It picks up on these little notes here. I'll play it along with the music so you know where I... Alright, so there it is. It all starts with this little figure here. Which is 13th fret 2nd string bent. We hold this bottom note for just a minute and then bend it up. The same thing on 15th fret after that. Then back to 13th. And then 12. Using our second finger on the 3rd string. And we kind of bend that twice. Like so. From there, we have this little lick. We've seen this before about 4 or 5 times now. Same lick we saw in the beginning and also the middle. After that, we have 10, 2nd string, 13th fret, 3rd finger. And this time we're only going to do a small bend, only a half step. And bend it slowly like that. Then refer back to 10th fret, 1st string, and then we're going to do this. We've seen that a lot too, this 13 bent twice, pulling to 10th. So far we have this. After that we have this, which is a bent 13th along with a 10th fret note here on the 1st string with our 1st finger. So it looks like this. And then after that we have the 10th fret here, both of these together, 2nd and 3rd strings, and then just 10th fret on the 3rd string alone. So we have that whole phrase. From there we have this. This should look familiar. We've already done it once. Which is this 12, 11, 10, 12, 13 bent. Then we bend 15th. We're working our way up the neck here. Then 17th. And then 20 we do 2 bends. We go like that. And then after that we have 12th fret, 3rd string, 2nd finger, 2 bends there. So when we put that together from this point we have just like that. After that we have, which is 13th fret, 2nd string, to 1st finger, 10th fret, 1st string. And then we go 10, 13, 10. 2nd string, and then 1st string. And we do that twice. So we have, again. From there we go. Which is working our way right down the scale. We have 3 times pulling from 13 to 10. 1, 2, 3. 2 times 13 to 10 on the 2nd string. 2, 12 to 10 on the 3rd string. And then we're going to pick 12 and then pick 10. So we have So when we put that whole thing together, it would look something like this. And then our last segment, we're going to use our 3rd finger on the 10th fret of the 5th string, slide it slowly to 11, and then the 12th. Then we bring our 1st finger over here to the 10th fret on the 4th string, hammer it to 12th, and then we go 9th fret, 3rd string, slide to 10th. So when we take the whole entire section B of the solo, it's going to break down like this. We have just like that. So there's our section B. Next thing we need to cover is the last verse rhythm, and then we'll do the play along. Oh yeah, we have to cover the outro too. So we got a couple more things to cover in the lesson. Let's move along. Okay, this is the last verse to Black Magic Woman. It comes right out of the second solo. I'll play it along with the music for you once, and then we'll hit it note by note. Here we go. Alright, so there it is, and you can hear it kind of went toward the outro to the end. There's a little lick here at the beginning, instead of just going into the rhythm like they did earlier, we have this lick, which is pinky on 12th fret, second on 10th, this is 5th string and 4th string, first on 9th, 3rd string, and then second on 10th of 3rd string. Then we slide up to 14th, and then 12. So we have from there we have this 10th fret, and this time we're sustaining the notes. We're not so much doing a rhythmic thing. We're just going to, and then we have down to our G minor, just like the first and second verse, with the hammer on. Back to 10th. 12th fret, 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings, and then from there we go back to the outro, which I might as well cover right now because there's not that much difference to it than the intro. It's basically we have 8 pull to 6, and then 7, 9, 7, 3rd string, and then we do 6, 8, 6. And for the outro, this is a little different. He goes 8, and then 9, 7. And then it gets heavier and it moves into the next song, which is Gypsy Queen. So we're fading out of Black Magic Woman and going into Gypsy Queen, which I may or may not cover in a different lesson, I don't know. But this is going to be the end of Black Magic Woman. It goes. And that about does it for all the parts of Black Magic Woman. All we have to do next is play along with the entire song so that you can see how all the parts fit together. Okay, this is what we're going to call section B of the second solo of Black Magic Woman. It picks up on these little notes here. I'll play it along with the music so you know where I am in the solo, and then we'll go over it note by note. Here we go. It all starts with this little figure here. Which is 13th fret, 2nd string bent. We hold this bottom note for just a minute and then bend it up. The same thing on 15th fret after that. Then back to 13th. And then 12. Using our second finger on the 3rd string. And we kind of bend that twice. Like so. From there, we have this little lick. We've seen this before about 4 or 5 times now. The same lick we saw in the beginning and also the middle. After that, we have 10, 2nd string, 13th fret, 3rd finger. And this time we're only going to do a small bend, only a half step. and bend it slowly like that. And then refer back to 10th fret first string, and then we're going to do this. We've seen that a lot too, this 13 bent twice, pulling to 10th. So far we have this. After that we have this, which is a bent 13th along with a 10th fret note here on the first string with our first finger. So it looks like this. And then after that we have the 10th fret here, both of these together, second and third strings, and then just 10th fret on the third string alone. So we have that whole phrase. From there we have this. This should look familiar. We've already done it once. Which is this 12, 11, 10, 12, 13 bent. Then we bend 15th. We're working our way up the neck here. Then 17th. And then 20 we do two bends. We go like that. And then after that we have 12th fret, third string, second finger, two bends there. So when we put that together from this point we have just like that. After that we have, which is 13th fret, second string, to first finger, 10th fret, first string. And then we go 10, 13, 10. Second string, and then first string. And we do that twice. So we have, again. From there we go. Which is working our way right down the scale. We have 3 times pulling from 13 to 10. 1, 2, 3. 2 times 13 to 10 on the second string. 2, 12 to 10 on the third string. And then we're going to pick 12 and then pick 10. So we have so when we put that whole thing together, it would look something like this. And then our last segment, we're going to use our third finger on the 10th fret of the 5th string, slide it slowly to 11th, and then the 12th. Then we bring our first finger over here to the 10th fret on the 4th string, hammer it to 12th, and then we go 9th fret, 3rd string, slide to 10th. So when we take the whole entire section B of the solo, it's going to break down like this. We have just like that. So there's our section B. Next thing we need to cover is the last verse rhythm, and then we'll do the play along. Oh yeah, we have to cover the outro too. So we got a couple more things to cover in the lesson. Let's move along.